So, hello everyone, welcome back on the Agri Adventures platform. Today we are going to another live online experience here on the platform, and this is going to be a wine tasting experience with natural or low intervention or organic wine from Adelaide Hills. The wine is a Chardonnay variety, 100%, and is produced from the Commune of Buttons. So this is the wine. Really interested to try it out. Clover, it's the name of the wine. I assume has any connection with the wine itself, or we'll see. Generally, what I do, we go through a little bit the producer, and we open the wine and we taste the wine. I will give you my my feelings, my understanding of the wine itself. So I don't know the producer. I don't have any connection with them apart the fact that I have the wine in front of me. Now, generally what I do, I like to find some information online. I go online to have a look, and I see what I can find. So let's see what I found for this experience. Jasper Button as the responsible person for this wine, and the Commune of Buttons, which is located in Adelaide Hills. So I'm going to move on the map, and you can see over here, this is Adelaide Hills, Commune of Buttons. I tried to find a website. I think that I tried to access it, and the website was not accessible. There is not a Facebook page. I know for sure that there is an Instagram page. The article speaks about Jasper, which seems he began to work as winemaker not a long time ago, and he planted with his sister these vineyards in the family properties in a basket range, you can see over here, helped with locals, and the farm it's using biodynamic methods for the winemaking process, which is something really interesting. Remember that Agri Adventures is sponsor sustainable regenerative food producer techniques. Erosion of topsoil fertility on the planet is a problem, and having regenerative agriculture more available to the local customers, it's good for everyone. It's good for us, it's good for the environment, and why not? So Button farms using biodynamic methods and makes wine with a minimal intervention approach. So again, unfiltered, unfined, and is also partner in the Summertown Aristology. Pin it on the map, guys, because we want to know about the Summertown Aristologist that I never hear before. This is one of the problems here in South Australia, which is it's really difficult to get in contact with you guys. It's really difficult to find you on the map, even though you are really close. So again, if you are looking at this experience and you know something about, leave a comment below, send a message to me so that we can find a way to work together. Now, wine. So this wine is 2018. First, really interesting, dry grown for 5 years. That's important. When you don't do irrigation, the vineyard need to go deep in the soil. One of the first things it was said to me in the wine, like the sommelier course that I've been doing in Italy long time ago, one of the characteristics of the good vineyard was the fact that they were not irrigated. And that's because they, as I was saying, the vineyards, they have to grow, the vines, they have to grow deep in the soil, looking for water. and they are gonna find nutrients, minerals, and all these things. They are not just limiting naturally the grapes production, but also they are giving a better quality grapes. And also, you know, the fact that the vineyard source its own water without that we have to provide for it is probably a good thing too. Let's save a little bit of water. It's not easy, by the way. Remember that the water it's used to control the grape, the vine's production. So without irrigation, it's difficult and it is more characteristic. So keep in mind that when you don't have irrigation, you can have vintages that they have a different quality. You can have a really good vintage, you can have really bad vintages, depending when the water is coming, where it's coming, the age of the vineyard, the location of the vineyard, and the slope or not slope position against the sun. So all these things are really, really geographically and characteristic. So that's one of the things that you find and you look in European wines, especially French crus, located in one specific spot. There's always a good quality because, you know, wind, the sun, water, the minerals in the soil. So it's really interesting and important. Second, whole bunch pressed. Okay, this is another thing that we have to think about. Majority of the white wines, they get removed from the bunch and the skin straight away. So over here we have the whole bunch. So we have this inside of the grape squeezed out, which could be more tannins, but also more polyphenols and more molecules that they are going to make the wine maybe more interesting, if you want to say, or maybe more dangerous also too. Allowed to settle in tank for 12 hours. That's what can I say about the fermented barriques. Okay, that's another crazy thing if you want to say. When we have grapes, you have a juice. If you pick the grapes at the right level of ripeness, you have a less level of acidity and higher level of more acids, less sugars, more less acids, more sugars. Okay, so if I'm gonna have a juice that is high level of acidity because I've been picking it up maybe with an automation system, and we pick up the grapes a sort day early because we want to play with the wine. We want to make sure that it's not going to mess up too much. Acids are really important. Remember also when we taste wine, acids are really important too. So thinking about that this wine was left fermenting in barrique, even if it's old, it's seasonal. That is a really important thing to think about because it means that this grape juice was at the right level of ripeness. It was going to be too less ripe. Level of acidity was going to bite out the flavor from the wood. So it was going to bite it out because acids, they do that. They melt these molecules and flavors from the wood. So less level of acidity, and then you have a good exchange between wood and wine during the fermentation process, which is another crazy thing. Fermentation process can get up to 60 degrees of temperature. 60 probably is a little bit too much. So can be dangerous. How do you do it? In barriques. Can you control the temperature? No, you cannot at all. And the next step, age on full lees for 7 months. Okay, do you know what the lees are? Simple. Lees are the leftover of the fermentation, are yeasts that they died. What coming in the process of fermentation, lees are these yeasts that they are dying, that often used in champagne wine. On the lees, it means that you leave these yeasts inside in the wine and they release slowly, as a sort of a biscuity, a sort of bread flavor in the wine. So we have lees, yeasts left with the wine after the fermentation for 7 months. There are champagnes that can stay on the lees for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years left on the lees. In barrique with buttonnage once every 2 weeks for 3 months. Buttonnage is just the moving the wine up and down and Staying still, bottle without preservatives in November 2018. Over here, preservatives, again, if the wine is made properly, doesn't need much preservatives. The preservatives that they use, the sulfite that we all know about, when the wine is made properly, they just a tiny little bit, and then generally is used only for what? It's used because sulfites, they are stopping fermentation, they are stopping yeasts to keep fermenting, and they are providing this sort of warranty in the bottling process, right? So if you want to have a wine that lasts long, you don't want to have a second fermentation in a bottle because you left the wine slightly with a little bit of sugar in. Remember, yeasts, they're alive. So if yeasts that they can find sugar, they eat it, right? So if you have some yeasts left into the wine and you don't control these, you could have a second fermentation in the wine, which it's not wanted. Often is not wanted. This is control, is fine. Okay, now I can say that I've been speaking enough about the wine. Now let's have a look at the wine itself. So we are around 10 degrees temperature, which is probably a appropriate temperature for a Chardonnay, in my opinion. And we are gonna open it. Dun, 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 dun. Another crazy thing. We have, poof. Can you see that? This is another cork. It's black on the top. It's black on the top, but it seems there is cork inside. So they placed a little bit of, if you can see it, they placed a little bit of wax on the wine, on the bottle, on the cork. So let's see if I can, no, I cannot. Okay, it's black. $7.30. Let's go inside in this wine. Turu, 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 turu. Opla. Oh. Eccoci qua. Here you are. 1, 2, 3. Poof. And we are speaking about cork. And quite long, I can say. Okay, nose. Okay. The first thing reminds me, I'm sorry guys, it's really weird, but this reminds me sausage. Black pepper and sausage. There are many other flavors inside in this cork. We have cloves, we have a little bit of apricot, we have a little bit of orange skin, peel, but just a little bit. And that is all the process that we said, batonnage in the barrique, and barrique again, there is wood, but be careful. It's not the wood that we speak about, you know, the heavy wood. Oh, see. Interesting. That's why I like go with these wines so far, because they're intriguing. A little bit of anchovies too. Fish. Now, yeah, it is a little bit cloudy, but it's so small that it's not bad. We have a gold, we have a, ooh, that's, okay, let's see if I can jump on for you guys and see if I can show you, because that's really good looking. And we're gonna go over here and we are gonna share this one. Can you see it? The quality is not how I was looking, but it's better than the last time. So we have, for who doesn't know, we have a pale yellow with gold sorry, pale, a hay yellow with gold shades. And I like it. It's 2018, just remember. Now, let's see the body of this wine. It's good, gold yellow. Let's see the body. Can you see on, I can see, oh, it's really, it's taking its time to go down. It's taking its time. I'm gonna turn off the light from the white room because it's too strong and you cannot see it. Can you see it? Can go around. I'm sorry, I'm using the Agri Adventures logo to show the drops. Okay, so it's a good consistency. I could say this is a 13% alcohol, because after that you've done the first swirl, it's comes down faster, but the drops are not too far, not too close. Let's see. 13%. Sorry, no, you can't see it. I can, haha. 13%. I haven't done that in purpose. I have to say that I didn't check it. Now, and we are back on the one you can call natural wines or the low intervention wines. So, nose. I need to wait a second, and I need to go back with my light over there because it's too dark. Nose. Okay, we have a good minerality. I have a pear, I have orange, I have an apricot. This is a wine that pear is probably one of the most. And if you want, you can say even a little bit of pineapple too, even though it's not like the perfect pineapple. There are some flower below it. First thing, at the nose, I have this sort of pear cider. Good minerality, that is a common. I'm getting used to this kind of fermented lees. It's not biscuity. I was expecting biscuit. I was expecting bread from the lees. No. Definitely is a fun wine to drink at the moment on my nose, but I have to say that so far I've been tricked a few times from the nose of low intervention wines, because it's generally an intriguing nose that makes me have fun and then mount surprise me with a lot of hardness coming from the same concept. So need to be careful. Obviously my face on it doesn't work well. A bit of alcohol is coming out, but again I have a pear, I have the orange peel, I have a little bit of apricot, and I have a minerality, which it could be, I don't want to say sulfur, because if I say sulfur, people get crazy thinking about rotten eggs, which is not. Okay. I like it straight because it's not the classic Chardonnay. If you think about wood, about barrique, and then you think, oh, I don't want the smoky, I don't want the woody. This is not a woody Chardonnay. This is correct. Palate, you have to be careful. In the beginning, you have the classic smell of a natural wine, which had long yeast, fermentation, and it could remind a little bit of a cider, if you want to say. But what is the key of this is that it has scents that you rarely find in the wine. It wax, bees, honey, no honey, the smell, but honey, if you never had the chance to taste honey into the honeycomb, you have a little bit of waxy, a little bit of, there is also a substance that create from the bees that's used to sanitize or clear the beehive from bacteria. I can find it. I don't remember the name in English. Is propolis. Propolis in Italian. I don't know in English at the moment. Again, nose, minerality. I have a pear, you know, the classic Kaiser pear, the one that are really long with the brown skin and this orange peel that it could be between an orange peel and it could be a dry orange skin, the one that you peel the orange, you put it on the heater, and then it makes everything smell orangey, but when you smell it, it's kind of brown. It's not fresh anymore. Definitely, the palate is moving into the hardness, but not in a negative way. You have softness. You can find the glycerin that you can see on the glass. You can find it on the palate too, slightly buttery, if you want to say that. Soft. Acidity and minerality are the first guys over here, but they are not unpleasant. They are not like acidity and minerality are natural. These are natural. And you can drink on its own. I think if you are capable of hold a good aged champagne, you can easily drink this wine too, because it has similar characteristics at the mount. They could actually make champagne over there at this point, considering the vineyard's 22 years old vineyard. Sorry, no champagne, no champagne. Sparkling wine with a bottle fermentation, classic method, no champagne, unless I'm gonna be kicked from my French friends and from the Italians too. So wine with food, wine on its own as aperitivo, wine with food, we jump around in the fish section. You jump in and then you go from the anchovies to the white bites to even garfish, pan-fried or buttered. Again, you are gonna add this kind of crunchiness coming from the buttering and the wine, a good acidity, which helps to clear the palate, not too intense. Why? Because if you're gonna have too intense flavor, let's say you wanna go with the salmon and then you're gonna put things on it, no, don't do it. You could even go, and I don't know why always ending on these, but it's probably working well with the Chardonnay and these kind of flavors. For it's rabbit. Rabbit is called lapin à la moutarde, which is rabbit that is cooked in the, I think, fresh cream and mustard seeds, just a little bit. It works well. It works well because it's quite creamy, it's quite flavory it is, but it's not super intense. And this one is gonna help to clear the palate. You can go as usual with ravioli with butter. So pan-fried ravioli, if you wanna play a little bit, you can put some sage. You can go on the meat too. You can have a filling of meat with the ravioli, pan-fried with butter and sage. It's a classic. You can have it with zucca or pumpkin, sorry. That's a little bit of cinnamon, pumpkin. You can have ravioli served in the fresh cream. You can have ravioli with mushrooms. That's another interesting thing. Pan-fried mushrooms with a little bit of garlic, a little bit of parsley. That can be used with the ravioli, with pasta, cream-based, no cream. Do not put tomato unless I'm gonna come there and I'm gonna kill you because it's a mistake. So many. You can bacon and potatoes. You can have baked potatoes, garlic, pancetta or bacon again sliced on the top, bacon in the oven. Take it out, serve. You can have, I'm not sure if the stockfish is gonna work. No, I don't think smoked fish with this, smoke or not fish, but dry fish with this wine, I'm not sure, because the risk is that you increase the minerality, and this wine is full of minerality. Minerality is characteristic. So acidity is okay, you can counterbalance, but minerality without sweetness or natural sweetness, it doesn't work well in this case. And I would avoid prawns. Yeah, it's intriguing. I can say that it is intriguing. There are so many food matches with this wine that you can play around. And we are now at a level of 12 degrees. So we're speaking about, you can see 12 degrees. And now we'll see the wine. Because another important thing for me is the temperature of service, which is really important. Regarding the opening time is also another crazy thing, but not for this wine. It was almost ready. Soon I opened the bottle of wine. Yeah, it has given some of the, you can say unpleasant flavors, unpleasant smells from a low intervention wine, but it's not like the yogurty, strawberry yogurty flavor that you can have from wines that they are under screw cap, or the classic not opened wine smell from a wine under cork that needs opening. This wine was ready, almost ready. Oh yeah, we are gonna play with cheese over here, guys. I forgot. I just had, the wine is telling to me. This wine works really well with triple cream cheese, brie. Works well with semi-hard cheeses too. The ones that they have softness, avoid pecorino, avoid wine that they have a lot of minerality, saltiness. Avoid feta cheese. If you go with feta cheese, you're gonna mess up a lot. If you go with halloumi cheese, that's always depending. You can be a little bit annoying but fun. You can have halloumi grilled with a drop of honey on the top, and then you're gonna go with this wine. It works. And we are 12% of alcohol, 12%, 12 degrees, not 12%, still going fine. So it's a wine that, as per expectation, is not gonna get bad at room temperature, I always see. It's a wine that you do not chill it down too much. So 10 degrees at the minimum temperature to me at this point. 10 degrees, opening time almost zero. There is no risk. A lot of match with food and still good drinkability on its own. I hope that you enjoyed this live online experience. There are more coming, not just over here. Fortunately, now we're going to go back live on live in-person experiences, and you can go have a look on the website or the Facebook page, and there will be more coming soon. So stay tuned on the Agri Adventures social platform. Enjoy your Friday night. It was a pleasure to see you again, everyone. This is Simone, Agri Adventures platform, and we'll see you the next time here. Ciao a tutti.